Hello, Carolinas District. Paul Ellinger. Thank you so much for all of you that attended the most recent Leadership Academy, and thank you in advance to those of you that are watching the video today. I just want to say what a fantastic time Beverly and I had with you all. I think we accomplished a lot, and there's some direction and compass heading. We really want to thank the leadership of the Carolinas District for having that kind of vision and now following through on vision. That's not an easy thing to find these days. So several of the things that we talked about: communication. One of the keys to our district moving forward. District leadership, I'd like us to see and make that a continued reality, where we're reaching out to our chapters every other week, twice a month. We're just reaching out, seeing how things are going. We have a really large board with lots of hands, and with many hands it makes for light work. So it might take a little bit more effort in the beginning until we get to find the right person to be talking to at the chapter level, and communicating the direction and the finer points of our district's compass heading. And chapters, feel free to share the things that you're seeing at the chapter level, because you have district leadership that is really working on your behalf and cares and continues to create outlets for you to share those ideas, thoughts, and patterns. So let's just communicate. Let's start that as soon as possible. And speaking of communication and vision, I want to thank specifically Beverly Green for putting together all the data that we discovered in our time together about what is important to us as a performer and maybe as a chapter. Now, the things that were discovered in that exercise doesn't mean that the things that were lower scored on the priority list aren't important. It just means that they're not the most important. So it doesn't mean that something that didn't make the list or showing up lower on the category scale isn't important. It just means that it's a thing, it's not the thing. So we talked a lot about singing as well. And we talked about how to sing to the heart rather than just from the heart. How do we move people? And we talked about coaching. We talked about how to work from what to think rather than what to do. I think that's a great thing from whence to start when we go to singing at higher levels. And when it goes to singing at higher levels, we want to talk about what? Starting with the end in mind. What is this song about? What is the message? Who are we, and what are we trying to share with our public? If you know that, it sure makes it a lot easier to get there when you know where you're trying to arrive. And when we have an audience, one of the things that we could continue to do better at is just leave them wanting more. I know that we have more to give, and when the audience is in a frenzy, that's the time we want to give the most. And guess what? It's counterintuitive. That's the time that we should shut it down. Leave them in that frenzy, and they'll never be disappointed. They'll want more, and they'll come back to our next show, next year, next month, or whenever that may be. When we talked about how to grow, we talked about one of the things that we could be doing is reaching out to nonprofits and just asking, how can we help? We have a ready-made 30 to 90-minute show, and we can put together something that will help you raise funds for your amazing work that you're doing. And how much is it going to cost you? Well, the answer is simple. whatever you would like. If you'd like to split the gate 50-50 or 100% to you and 0 to us, it's totally okay, because we're just here to help. And I know that that's an abbreviated version, but people are having successes. Chapter down in Texas, they did this in 8 months. They raised over $10,000 for themselves and for the charities in their local area, and they are really connecting with their community, and their community continues to love them for it. Let's see here. What else do we have? I'm going down through my list. When we go to bring in new members, go sing in public. Sing in public and be approachable. Dress just like an everyday guy, right? Because now the only difference between us and them is what direction we're facing. That's it. Hey, I look forward to continued successes for our trailblazers, in the Carolinas district. Thank you so much for allowing Beverly and I to be a small portion of the day, and to just learn so much, all of us together. And I look forward to the next time we meet. Thanks so much. Bye.